Zimmer Biomet Park Keysog for the second of this evening's TUS Clare Senior Hurling Championship quarter-finals. Ballyea already safely into the hat. Kilmaley or Sixmilebridge will be hoping to follow them over the course of the next couple of hours. What a fantastic game this one promises to be between these two heavyweights of Clare hurling. Joining us on analysis for this one is a very happy Ballyea man, I would imagine, in the form of Kevin Sheehan. We'll get to chat with him about that one after a while. But Kevin, your thoughts on this game? We were just discussing there off air, like the Blue Bloods of Sixmilebridge, you were well versed with sharing titles with them over the last decade or so, and a Kilmaley team, hot favourites, but haven't always been overly comfortable with that tag.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at you. You have an extremely experienced Sixmilebridge team, full of household names that, as you say, the trophy cabinets are absolutely full, coming up against a Kilmaley team that really made light work of the group of death. And I suppose we have seen it in the past where they've come out of a group with comfort and then come to a quarter-final stage and it just hasn't got off the ground. I suppose Fecal a couple of years ago springs to mind here on a warm Saturday afternoon, and they'll need to be ready from the start, because this is going to be a massive test for them and probably a step up in terms of physicality than what they've seen in the group stages already. And
it probably is that chicken and egg approach, isn't it? Are you better off coming in battle hardened or with the tails up? Does that kind of depend on how your previous year or two has gone and the dynamic within your group?
I suppose, as you said, there's no right way or wrong way. Sometimes you come in absolutely perfect and you're out an hour later. What I'd say is, for group stages, what you want is enough of a test and as little injuries as possible. I suppose as little miles in the clock, and if you can rest like Kilmaley were able to do, it's probably in a good place. But I suppose they come through the group of death in some ways. Sixmilebridge came through an incredibly tough battle with Crusheen, and then the huge game they had with Clare on the first day out. So look, they're going to be as hardened as any team in the championship.
I'm just wondering about that dynamic. My mind was brought to it, that last minute free here that saw Clare beat the Bridge in the first round. Now Sixmilebridge are after seeing Clare going out the gates before them out of the championship. It's amazing how the thing can swing around.
Yeah, look at I look at the boys over Sixmilebridge, Barry Coffey and the lads. They were very, very disappointed with that free. They felt like time was up. Maybe it would have been one of them calls, just blow the final whistle instead of calling a free. But I'm sure they're happy enough now, a couple of hours later, after Clare gone down the road, to be still in the championship with their destiny in their own hands.
And of course, Colby's Coffee, will give him the old shout out there down in O'Garney Park. Brian Culbert met him down the stairs a little bit earlier on, out of pure force of habit. Actually, when I was looking for the starting 15, I showed him the Bridge side of the programme first before quickly realising you have a different jersey on. For him it can't be easy, but I suppose you just have to park that emotion.
Yeah, look, it can't be easy. I look at it there myself when I was at Crusheen against Ballyea. It's not a nice place to be, but at the same time, he's done a huge amount of work for Sixmilebridge over the years, and I suppose he's earned the rights to maybe go out and learn a bit, from different clubs around the county, and he probably owes nothing to Sixmilebridge, and I would expect in the next couple of years to see him back over them again.
No doubt about it. Matchup's going to be crucial on this one, so with that in mind, folks, let's run you through the starting 15s, and we'll begin with Kilmaley, who have Brian O'Loughlin in goal. Their full-back line is Marty O'Connor, Colin McGuan and Joe Casey. Half-back line, Aidan McGuan, Dara Keane and Éanna McMahon. Midfield pairing, named on paper anyway, is Tommy Barry, where he will be joined by Shawnee Kennedy. It's Sean O'Loughlin, Mikey O'Malley, who's captain on Forna, and Mikey O'Neill in the half-forward line, with an inside line for Kilmaley of Tom O'Rourke, Conor Cleary, and wearing number 30, Oscar and Clare, Brian McNamara, inter-county footballer, of course, back from his summer in Chicago. Whether he'll line out at top of the right, we will wait to see. It's a middle third that might suit him here this evening. For Sixmilebridge, Derek Fahey starts in goal. Their cornerback will be wearing number 23, Luca Holleran. Noel Purcell and Pam Mulready join him in that full back line. The red-helmeted Paddy Fitzpatrick will wear number 6. Fikra O'Brien and Matthew O'Halloran wear 5 and 7 respectively. Midfield pairing, Shane Amori and Brian Carey. It's a half-forward line of Larkin Fitzpatrick, Jamie Shanahan and Alex Morey, with David Kennedy, Shane Golden and Brian Curry making up a Bridge full forward line that has plenty pace and plenty power as well, as we watch some of the players down here just going through their final warm-ups. We were speculating all week, Kevin, in terms of that lineup. Shane Amori past fit to play, Jamie Shanahan past fit to play, no Cathal Malone though, and I suppose the fitness of the two boys is still going to come under scrutiny. We saw here in the first game, Kieran Galvin had to give way a heavily strapped tie when he was coming off, so I suppose championship like today, send them out, see how they get on, make the call after.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't bring him them into it. You have to, see how far they'll get into it. I suppose the difficulty today maybe is underfoot conditions. We've seen the pitch is in absolutely perfect condition, very little grass on it, which is exactly the way you want it for fast hurling. But there will be a good few slips, and while injuries you can maybe manage them in the straight line stuff, a slip outside your control can sometimes bring it on a little bit more.
If any, and they were, I saw some of the management in the stand here watching the first game. Are you just reinforcing that message of, lads, be in there with 10 to go and let it play out how it will from there?
Yeah, I think so. And look, I would say that, for a lot of today's game, the previous game, both sets of forwards struggle with the swirling wind. So look, I would be, I would assume they'll be heavily talking to lads to maybe, instead of the 65, maybe the 45 is more of a target for shooting. Sixmilebridge normally have an incredibly high efficiency, and they work it up through those lines anyway. So look, at Kilmaley will have to be careful, because, as I said, there are tricky conditions with the striking, and a few shots in that game with a good angle behind them looked like they started well, but the wind took them away.
Kilmaley went in to come back out again as the Bridge are in a huddle here down on the 45 metre line. Tommy Liddy issuing the last instructions. Stefan is just prowling around there, isn't he? Just making sure that every word is being heard. As we keep saying, a very, very proud club. There was a nervous enough chairman here on commentary for our first game with us here on Clare FM. He's since gone down to the line. He was wondering, do things happen in 3? He said they had 2 junior games this morning and they lost both. He's hoping that won't come true anyway. But right now we will pause here for the playing of Oránavian. So as Oránavian draws to a close here in Páirc Uas Óg, we send our best wishes to Louise Lynch. Louise, everybody in the Sixmilebridge Club is thinking of you this evening. She's not here but tuned in, we're told, and our best wishes go out to you indeed as well, and we hope that from your point of view you'll enjoy what will transpire here underneath us. And already Mikey O'Malley and Paddy Fitz getting to know each other here on the 45 metre line. Referee Niall Malone says let's get this underway, and underway it goes with Larkin Fitzpatrick laying it off. That's Shane Golden coming deep to try and win that ball. Larkin goes in once more. Brian McNamara indeed has come out to a more advanced position. Ball put out there by Shawnee Kennedy. It's Brian going after it. A little breaking ball around the middle third already. The ball's only in, lads, and you can feel a bite to this one. Jamie Shanahan stands up and says that's a free. Niall Malone agrees. The ball didn't go past the 265 metre lines, Kevin. We've barely 25 seconds on the clock. Plenty bite already in this one.
Yeah, absolutely helter-skelter. No player could get the ball more than a couple of steps in their hands before it hit the deck again. Look at you had Shane Golden on a couple of possessions, and it just took Jamie Shanahan to win that ball and take it to contact, and just got a little flick of the hurley in across the face guard.
It's Kilmaley playing into the breeze. It is a swirling one though. It seems to be blowing down the pitch, and then there's a whirlwind below at the other goal. So Alex Morey with the breeze at his back trying to take it out of it, and uncharacteristically puts that one out to the left hand side and wide. Now we saw a huge wide tally in the first contest here between Clonlara and Ballyea. Alex Morey usually on the spot, just a bit of a tester for him.
Yeah, he kept it a very low trajectory. Maybe he was just testing out the wind to see what way it was up high, but yeah, very low trajectory, never really got off the hurley.
First puck out for Brian O'Loughlin, down on top of Conor Cleary, who's come out for this one. Shane Golden goes with the first time whip. It just breaks back again. A breaking ball there, 3-1. It's Golden stepping back. He's playing rather deep on this one. Ball down the line. It's Colin McGuane battling away for Kilmaley there. Shawnee Kennedy going in. The ruck develops, and again the body's committing. Cleary's coming up just to hang around the back of it, see what way this breaking ball will go. Brian Corrie tried to come away with it, but it is Kilmaley who bring it out. Switching the line across here towards Aidan McGuane, the man with Milltown roots. Indeed played football and senior football for them as medals to show it as well. Long ball inside. That's a nice take in the air there from Pam Mulready, but immediately he gets swallowed. Back to Paddy Fitz. Indeed, he has dropped back to do that job on Conor Cleary. Off goes the Yamaha that is Shayna Morey up the far side of the ground. Ball flicked away from him by Brian McNamara. First time pickup, just not executed there by Mikey O'Neill. He was brilliant the last day. Back to Brian McNamara once again. He's on the 65 metre line, looking up, trying to play a low ball inside to Conor Cleary, as he is well used to grappling, and this time he gets the ball, hand passes it off. First opportunity here. This could be the opening score of the contest. It certainly hits the crossbar. Down it comes. Derek Fahey has to go out. It was Sean O'Loughlin with that first strike. Sean O'Loughlin has the chance. He goes for broke, and it's just taken off the line by All-Ireland minor champion Matthew O'Halloran. It is a really brilliant start to this game. 2.5 minutes gone. No score on the board, but indeed plenty to talk about. Ball down the far side of the ground again, but it's Kilmaley turning it over, really setting the pace. Out there is Sean Kennedy. He again goes long, direct across here towards Sean O'Loughlin. Would he make it before the sideline? He is, but he's in no major hurry to get there. But he does indeed pick it up. Now faces up to Paddy Fitz. Jinks inside, and the shot is going all the way across. Can Conor Cleary keep it in? He certainly can. This is a mad game already. Ball goes back towards Mikey O'Malley. He's on the 21 metre line, being faced up over there by Shayna Morey. Recycles it back. This is Mikey O'Neill from the stand side of the pitch, and that ball's gone between the posts. It was a fair build up to our first score of the evening. 3 minutes played. Kilmaley hit the front.
Yeah, look at Derek Fahey came off the line there, kind of chipped the ball with his foot over the hurley coming through. Thought he got enough to maybe get a free out, but look at Niall Malone left to play on, and they said it was helter skelter, a lot going on there. I suppose a couple of noticeable, while Paddy Fitz is sitting quite deep, Noel Purcell is taking on Conor Cleary 1-to-1. So that's going to be a big battle for him, because Paddy Fitz now is going to be caught between sitting and staying with Mikey O'Malley. And Mikey O'Malley is a real shooter, so it's maybe not an ideal way to line up. Across then, look at you have Kilmaley then, nice and comfortable at the minute. When play comes around the middle, Aidan McGuan is kind of sitting into that sweeper role. So look at a lot going on in the early stages.
Derek Fahey just doing some running repairs in the goal, and now he is ready for the puck out, and he absolutely bombs it. It's going to reach the 13 metre line below at the other side of the pitch. It'll break in behind. This is a very dangerous ball, but Aidan McGuan, tidy as ever, just comes back, steps inside, gets the hand pass away in towards Aidan McMahon. He'll try and break through the cover again. The hand pass running it through the lines. This is good stuff from Kilmaley. Brian McNamara storming through the middle, has a man off the shoulder. That man is Sean Kennedy. He stands to strike. He sends it goalwards, and Kilmaley have hit the ground running here. 2 points inside the opening 4 minutes. That one off a football training ground. Adam, who was Milltown and Clare combining to eventually set up Shawnee Kennedy. 2 points and no score. Kilmaley lead.
Yeah, super score, and I suppose the new man in, Brian McNamara, just back. He didn't want to shoot, give it off to a shooter, and a super score.
Once again, plenty linked on that puck out. Derek Keane goes over to pick it up, just caught in possession there. Good work from Brian Corrie, just catching him on the blind side, making sure he didn't have that clean possession. And we mentioned him in the build-up and indeed in the preview as well. Derek Keane, the way that he can read the ball that the forward likes, because he's been so long up there himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose that play did originate from centre back, and came straight up through that channel where Kilmaley were very, very comfortable with off the shoulder running.
Line ball to be taken by Tommy Barry, the man, of course, in that Underdogs show, wasn't it, on TG Cahir? He's certainly not an underdog here. He's a central part of this Kilmaley team. So too is Tom O'Rourke. He's on the money once again. This is a lightning start from the Kilmaley men. 3 points in a row. They lead. 5.5 minutes played.
Yeah, they're looking very comfortable at the moment. Very, very strong. And I said Brian McNamara, I've mentioned now 3 times, I think. He said 3 big possessions and used the ball well at all times.
Puck out goes right down the throat to Jamie Shanahan, and he just uses those brilliant wrists to flick the ball into the corner. David Kennedy's over there with Marty O'Connor. He's trying to show him the end line. Good defending from O'Connor, just brings him down. That's going to be a free in, but that was the lesser of two evils, because if Kennedy wriggled inside along the end line, we saw what Kelly did in that first game, it would have opened it up a little bit. So clever and experience from Martin O'Connor.
Yeah, clever and experience. Couldn't let him go, I suppose, when leadership was needed for the Bridge, just to maybe turn that ball up the pitch. A super puck out from Derek Fahey, well tidied up by Jamie Shannon, and a great ball into the corner. And as you say, Conor Beck could do very little else, but foul it there once he took him on.
It's a strengthening, swirling breeze that's down there at the moment in the favour of Sixmilebridge at the moment, as Alex Morey does get his account opened here with that free once again on that right hand side. His second indeed of the afternoon. So 3 points to 2 it is. You're probably picking up some of the breeze there on the microphones here in our vaunted commentary position. So it certainly is there something that they're going to have to deal with, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind is threatening, and if the rain is threatening, if it came, it might take it away. But it's very, very swirly at the moment.
And indeed the puck out range is lowered because of it indeed as well. But Joe Casey for Kilmaley has the ball short on the far side of the pitch with those good battling going on over there. Luke O'Halloran trying to make a nuisance of himself and indeed forcing the line ball to be taken just beyond the 65 metre line. Tommy Barry steps in to make sure it won't be taken quickly. Dropping back now to sit in the pocket is Dara Keane. All this going on as the ball is delivered right inside. Brian O'Loughlin comes off his line. There's a little touch on it from David Kennedy and it goes just to the left and wide. Brian O'Loughlin seems to be caught there between the Divil and the deep blue sea as Tommy Liddy barks the instructions here underneath us. Just a moment of hesitancy that could have been costly.
Yeah, look, he did come off the line well, and I suppose all he could do was cut the angle down, and look at David went with the ground strike. He might have had time to pick it and take a step or two, but as I said, look, Kilmaley probably got away with one there, and look at, as I said, they're on the attack now.
Conor Cleary trying to break through the cover, and indeed it's getting fairly fiery down there. Niall Malone is going to have a little word with him. I think he might have indicated that there could have been a little bit of a flick back. He's going to have a chat with Conor. Not sure how intentional it was, but anything like that now we see is going to be a caution. And look, to be fair to Conor Cleary, it's nearly customary at this stage. He must have some collection of cards in a drawer at home.
He must have, and I suppose look, we're normally used to seeing an inter-county setup where the referee is nearly getting out of the car, checking the 4 sidelines and then going down to book Conor Cleary. Look at whether that one was deserved. Maybe there was a bit of a flick back, but I don't think there was much hurley contact. I suppose he was trying to make a bit of space for himself. I think this early in the game, maybe a tick and a couple of stern words might have been enough. Yeah,
it was more just in the action of trying to break free, wasn't it? But anyway, Alex Morey will have the free, and it is staying out to the left and wide. So again, we have a third man on commentary with us this evening. Do you know that? Tommy Leedy down there is mad to join in with us, and you can hear him. Well, why not? It's a championship quarter final, so he wants to drive his side on. Brian O'Loughlin with the free, trying to send it down this near side of the pitch. Up they go. Conor Cleary puts up the hand, brings the ball down, finds Tommy Barry. The little jinking run out towards the sideline, recycles it back, and he has Éanna McMahon there for support. Goes with a long angle ball. Sean O'Loughlin is the target. It breaking down. Mikey O'Malley trying to come onto it. Will he get it up first time? He has the great man there, Pam Mulready, with him. He has an even greater man here in Mikey O'Neill, but the shot is just off, and he's just telling him calm down a little bit here. It's 9 minutes on the clock, Kilmaley in front.
Yeah, look, there's nearly 3 Kilmaley men there and kind of half gone in each other's ways. It's interesting as Conor Cleary goes out to field for those puck outs. Sean O'Loughlin drifts up and there's lovely movement up top, so they kind of have the long ball straight down on Cleary, but when he does go out, they have great movement in the pair.
Derek Fahey again with the puck out going central in towards Jamie Shanahan. It's a nice pick up outside there by Brian Carey. Tries to find this angle ball inside for David Kennedy. Just tried to turn it around the corner there, but Aidan McGuan read it really well. Down the line it comes. This could be just skeeting out over it, but that's great play there from Mikey O'Neill trying to take on Shane Golden. Gets the ball clear all the way across the pitch. Good calling there from Dara Keane. You could see Tommy Barry ducking to leave the ball to the man they call Kane. He delivers it right down into the corner. Sean O'Loughlin, his brother, is in goals, and he's down here at wing forward. Picking it up there is Tom O'Rourke. Another good challenge put in there by O'Halloran. This bridge defence in mean form tonight as Noel Purcell goes to tidy things up. Luke O'Halloran takes off now up towards the 45. Good long angle ball looking for David Kennedy again. Maybe that's not the type of ball Davey wants. He's as low to the ground as myself, and we'd like them that little bit closer to the grass. Kilmaley though have the numbers back here. Down it comes. Mikey O'Neill again getting the call, decides to go long, pumps it in. Cleary is the target. He's grappling away inside. Up goes the hand. It drops back, and Paddy Fitz is there to tidy up. And this game really just settling down into a pattern now. This ball is just dropped by Noel Purcell inside the 13 metre line. Kilmaley absolutely hunting. Luke O'Halloran goes over, tidies it up, tries to dink a ball down the line for Matthew, but Brian McNamara is there to turn it over. The rain has arrived here now in Páirc Kisóg, but the ball is in the hands of Brian McNamara, flicked away from him. He goes sliding in. Tommy Barry picks it up. Really jinking run as he goes out to the left hand side, turns away, across it goes. It hasn't even gone wide. Now it has, as Conor Cleary goes over looking for it. A lot of huff and puff going on, but 10 minutes gone, 3 points to 1.
Yeah, I said Kilmaley look really sharp, really comfortable, an awful lot of movement when they get the ball to strike it in. They're going straight for Cleary, but they've loads of movement off them, so they'll be quite comfortable. Said Aidan McGuan is sitting nicely back in the pocket too. And
both full back lines seem to be just getting on top at the moment as Larkin Fitz tries one from a very tidy angle out on the far side of the ground. That one goes staying out to the right and wide. We saw a lot of the wides in that first game actually going to that post, so obviously that's where it's swirling down there. 11 minutes gone, 3 points to 1. Kilmaley will be glad with how they settle, given that they're carrying that favourites tag.
Carrying the favourites tag, playing into a fairly gusty wind and getting their hands on an awful lot of balls. So yeah, they will be quite happy. Look at with the conditions, Sixmilebridge will be hoping for a purple patch in the next couple of minutes, but Kilmaley are controlling an awful lot of possession.
And Mikey O'Neill is putting a lot of ball through his hands as well, isn't he? As he drops that ball inside, it's Sean O'Loughlin trying to pick it up, but just didn't work out for him. Fiacre O'Brien comes across to tidy things up here for the Bridge. Down the sideline he'll come, a nice ball and great hands there too from Larkin Fitzpatrick. Turns inside, two Kilmaley men hanging off him. He needs the support to come. Tried to find Shane Amori. That looked like a late enough swipe there. Referee though happy enough to let the play go. Brian Carey back to Fiacre O'Brien, dinks it inside, but that's a nice cutout from Tommy Barry. He takes off down this near touchline onto the left hand side. The ball again, you can see that breeze is absolutely swirling from right to left. It's very, very vicious down at that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly difficult, and I suppose, as you say, it probably caught Ballyea and Kilnara off guard. Both Sixmilebridge and Kilmaley would have seen and been forewarned, and they're still struggling big time with it.
That is Luca Holler on far side of the pitch, delivering it inside, and the Kilmaley full back line, as I keep saying, very much on top. Colin McGuan, brother of course of Aidan, sends the ball away down the pitch. Kilmaley are back on the attack. Was a little push off the ball there, referee says play away, so Shane Amori tidies things up down in this left wing back position. Down it comes to Larkin Fitzpatrick, puts it into the middle. There is time and space here for Shane Golden. He sends the ball goalwards, but it stays out to the left hand side and wide. And is it option taking? Is it the breeze? Is it a kind of mixture of everything?
Well, I think in that regard, he had a bit of space in front of him, maybe just to carry it 5 or 6 yards and settle into the strike. I don't think the shot options are wrong, but see there with the last one, Tommy Barry, if you haven't got time to settle into the strike, you won't kind of calculate the wind enough.
Bridge doing well on these breaking balls around the puck out. Shane Golden giving it to Jamie Shanahan. They tried the little 1-2 with the hand pass, but it's ended up here with Dara Keane on his own 65 metre line. Again, clearly the target inside it. The ball actually died and bounced into his hand and then just dropped out of it. That breeze is really picking up down there, but Noel Purcell is picking up the ball. That's the most crucial thing from a Sixmilebridge point of view. Brian Carey has it very, very close to that far touchline, and Cleary has turned it over. Back it comes. This is Sean O'Loughlin trying to break through the cover on the back foot, striking. How's this one looking? Spot on, says the umpire as he comes out for the white flag. Great finish from Sean O'Loughlin, but brilliant turnover from Conor Cleary on the far side of the ground. 4-1, it's Kilmaley in front.
Yeah, Conor did absolutely superb there in the long ball that went in. I suppose he created separation between him, the man, and the ball, and had to be able to take 2 steps out to it. And I suppose Sixmilebridge never really got comfortable on it.
Last couple of puckouts from the Bridge went straight down the middle to Jamie Shanahan. This one went short to Shane Amori, and he has continued his run down this wing, hoping to find the returning ball there from David Kennedy, but it's taken away from him. Kilmaley defence, and that's a brilliant hook. Good stuff from Brian Curry. He came out from top of the right here to the left wing to get that ball back. Out it comes to Shane Amori from the 45 metre line. Shane sends that one goalwards. It's staying though out to the right hand side and wide. Sixmilebridge are putting a lot of energy into setting up these chances, but just aren't getting the returns so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose in the last couple of minutes, Larkin Fitzpatrick from wing forward is coming much deeper, kind of towards his own 65, and he's given Sixmilebridge much more of a platform from there.
That's a simple enough free conceded there by Ian McMahon as he came out from his own 21 metre line, pinged for overcarrying by Niall Malone, and there was no major discussion about it either. So this will be another free for Alex Morey, and that's a cheap one now to give away. It's just when they were in control of the ball, and the Bridge now will be saying thank you very much as Alex Morey puts the ball down on the 45 metre line. Not a fait accompli with that breeze now, let me tell you, and it's gone to the right and wide. Incredible.
It's incredible. It is. Look at that's as free takers would like it. That's an absolute gimme. And as you mentioned there, in a match that's been so hard to score and so far, Kilmaley would have been disappointed with that. But I suppose they've got off the hook now. Forewarned is forearmed. So look at they'll be tidier with the ball in hand going forward from the full back line.
Brian O'Loughlin absolutely lasers that ball into the hand of Mikey O'Neill, and eventually it ends up here with Dara Keane on the 65 again. Goes for the man mounted inside. Conor Cleary trying to just be wrestling around there with Noel Purcell, and it's Purcell that comes out on top of it this time. Paddy Fitzpatrick goes back, a wild enough challenge on him. He's happy enough to continue. Down to Shane Amori. Touch let him down first time, second time, and third time he's going to need to go at it. And it's just kicked out in front of him there by Aidan McGuan. Goes to pick it up, flicked out over, and this is good attitude from Kilmaley. They're putting real pressure along that 45 metre line.
Absolutely, and they just look at the moment, just have a little bit more spring in their step. They're getting the second man in just a little bit quicker than Sixmilebridge. couple of balls then maybe going through Shane O'Morey's hands the last couple of minutes haven't just quite stuck, and you know, anything that the Bridge aren't tidy on, they're straight away on it. And
immediately the ball is laid back here for Aidan McGuane. He gives it back to Mikey O'Malley. He just flicks it over the top. He thought about the shot, instead it ends up with Brian McNamara, and that one has gone between the posts, and that's really well worked score by Kilmaley. The Bridge sideline there were kind of trying to manoeuvre the chess pieces to prevent the short one from coming. Really well worked, really composed, really well finished.
Yeah, but look at I see Tommy Liddy there with hands on his hips, that he will be absolutely furious that someone, when you've got the spare man on the sideline, that it gets something so simple. I suppose Brian McNamara showed us there how to take the wind out, lash it as hard as you can over the bar and keep it straight.
16 minutes played, Kilmaley leading 5-1. Sean Murray Car Sales and Sixmilebridge, our commentary sponsors. We will have a Patrick Burke-Minzer man of the match at the end of the game as well. Right now Shane Golden has the ball far side the pitch, plays it right down the line. That is Luke O'Halloran is it stepping up inside in towards David Kennedy. Now he's jinking, looking to try and go for goal. He just snaps that one in and it goes over. It does. The umpire's going for the white flag. Good work from Kennedy. He can be a fairly wriggly customer inside there when he kicks the heels. He's got a score that the Bridge needed just to end the drought a little bit. 5-2 Kilmaley lead.
Yeah, look, they needed that, and I think they've just shoved up a little bit more. I think they could do with maybe getting a 4-man across the midfield and setting that half-forward line a bit more solid, and maybe try and squeeze Kilmaley back with the conditions, because
Conor Cleary contesting in the air there with Fiacre O'Brien. He needs a new hurley after it. Now Conor probably needs to be a little bit careful here, because Niall Malone is walking over rather sternly to him, and no, I think in fairness it was an honest to God collision in the air. Both just went for it, but I suppose when one man ends up in the ground and the other fella's holding a broken hurley, Tommy often talks about the picture that's painted in the referee's mind. You wouldn't need Picasso for that one, like.
No, look, he came from a couple of steps behind and went through the back of him. I suppose for Fiacre, he got straight back up on his feet, and I think maybe if he was a little bit older and a bit more experienced, he could be down doing a lot of roaring and a couple of twists and maybe giving Niall a couple of decisions to make. But yeah, look at it, and I suppose it was a superb catch from him with that pressure coming in from his back. So look at that'll settle him nicely into the next couple of minutes.
Jamie Shanahan has taken over the free-taking duties just behind his own 65-metre line. Sends the ball flying goalwards. The breeze at his back as he does, and the umpire is making a sprint for the white flag, because the Sixmilebridge captain has got his first score of the evening. They've got 3, and all coming from the place balls as well for the most part. So 5-3, Kilmaley leading, 18.5 minutes gone. Kilmaley have the ball with Darragh Keane on his own 65. Again, they're looking to go direct. Again, Cleary is the target. Again, it's a breaking ball, and right now it's a brilliant ball across there, isn't it, from Shawnee O'Loughlin, and taking it up there is Tommy Barry, and that's a really simple score, isn't it? A really well coached score, you call it, because once the move started, you could almost see lads moving back into a position that they had been using at cones at training. Yeah,
look at Tommy Barry, made a lovely run there, kind of kept it wide, and look at once he had made that space, Kilmaley found him. But look at the last couple of distributions from Darragh Keane as well. He's been on the front foot passing his 165.
What a puck out that is from Derek Fahey to find David Kennedy in the top of the right position. He's cutting into the 21. He gets the call behind him. Larkin Fitzpatrick just takes the loft and puts it straight between the posts, but that's as direct as you can get. Wonderful puck out from Fahey. Bounced the ball in front of David Kennedy. He recycles it back. 6-4. Ball is pucked out quickly. Once again, Conor Cleary has come out. He pops it off towards Brian McNamara. He's on his knees, tried the little brick flick. It just didn't work out, and it's picked up there by Brian Carey. He sends it back into the corner. Kilmaley full back line once again look to be in control of this one, and it's a nice little step there from Colin McGuane. Back across it comes towards Brian O'Loughlin. Strikes it off his left hand side. That's a dangerous enough ball. Mikey O'Neill did him a favour there. He gets the ball away now to Mikey O'Malley. He goes sprinting. Ham passes it off to his right hand side. Out it comes Sean Kennedy. A low ball out here now in front of Conor Cleary. Just dinks the ball up. The touch is immaculate. How is the finish? It's just tailing out to the left hand side and wide. For 70% of that ball's journey to the goal post, it was on course. Then the whip of a breeze came and took it out to the left and wide.
Yeah, absolutely. He kept it to the right post, but look, once the power was going out of the sliotar, it just dragged it away. I suppose noticeable from Conor. He's gone away from kind of wrestling full forward now, and he's bringing him around the park.
6-4 right now. Kilmaley lead. That ball is dropping short. It's a dirty one inside to Brian O'Loughlin, but he did well. Fine and cool as he came out and pings it out here to Darragh Keane. He's on his own 21. Almost lost his footing there. Sends it into the centre. That's Mikey O'Neill. Lovely touch to get away from Shane O'Morey. And if Morey is a Yamaha, this fella's a Honda 50. Off he goes. Out it comes to Shawnee Kennedy. Again, a lovely ball in front there of O'Loughlin. The touch is brilliant from Kilmaley setting this up. Can Mikey O'Neill finish it? That's a class score from Kilmaley. Began back here by Mikey O'Neill's really swift turn. Finished by the man himself over in that left wing once again. 7-4. Kilmaley lead with 20 minutes played. that.
Yeah, look, when we talk about coming through the lines against the wind, it's all well and good talking about it, but it's difficult to do. And Michael O'Malley knows after winning 2 seriously under pressure balls in a row to turn Kilmaley forward, and with the conditions, they'll be very, very happy.
Derek Fahey's puck out is long over towards that 45 metre line once again, but Kilmaley now just have the bodies inside around the breaking ball. But that's a brilliant pickup from Luke O'Halloran in towards Larkin Fitzpatrick. He's on the 21. Larkin, what a block. There was 2 or 3 men around there just putting their bodies on the line. One of them was Colin McGuane. Out the ball goes. Oh, that's a lovely turn from Joe Casey. Really, really good defending. Out comes McGuane once again. Sends the ball away down the line towards Conor Cleary. Was he dragged to the ground? Referee says he's two of you in it, and just get on with it, lads. So that's what they do. Derek Fahey has the ball, transfers it across here. Oh, Matthew O'Halloran slips. In goes Tom O'Rourke. Tom O'Rourke with the ball. It's in the back of the net. He's kicked it into that left-hand corner. Well, you spoke about it before the game, Kevin. The surface, it's pristine, but it's slippy, and that's what has led to that goal. Well finished by Tom O'Rourke, but you can certainly call the surface an assist.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, the park is in an absolutely unbelievable condition, but it is slippy with the rain that's fallen the last couple of days, and look, it's very disappointing when you concede a goal with a slip, but Tom O'Rourke's had a lot of work to do, and a serious finishing off the post with the boot.
1-7-4. Can the Bridge respond? Brian Carey with the shot again, though it's rather aimless, and it goes out to the right hand side and wide. There's 6 between them. Kilmaley 1-7, Sixmilebridge 4 points, and the scoreboard reflective, Kevin, of the play.
Absolutely. Kilmaley have been superb. They've controlled the ball, they've been off the shoulder, they've been heads up hurling, they've been really, really workmanlike around that ball. And look at Sixmilebridge now will need a reaction going into half time, because with the conditions to come, this could get away from them if they're not reacting in the next couple of minutes to maybe take the points off it and get it back to maybe 1-7 or somewhere around that, because at the moment everything is working well from Kilmaley, and I suppose how comfortable their full back line is. They've been absolutely superb so far. I think it's only 1 point from play 2 points from play from Sixmilebridge. So look, they've been really, really comfortable, and look at it, it's up to some of the Sixmilebridge leaders now maybe to grab it and just get a couple of scores and get a couple of big moments.
Absolutely. Well, right now they have a free on the far side of the ground, and Jamie Shannon has dropped back to take it. He's almost standing on the sideline between the 45 and 65. It's flying goalwards, and again, it's one of those that as a manager you'll be scratching your head. It's neither here nor there. It's not a shot, it's not dropping it in, it's just kind of aimless.
Yeah, look, I think if you're going for one of those, maybe put a bit of height and drop it on the 13 and see if there's a break off it. After that, you're going to be looking for some movement, especially up the tight line. Maybe they could have tucked in and left a runner out into the space.
1-7-4 as Brian O'Loughlin's puck out again is aimed down here again. The break comes off Conor Cleary, and it's Shawnee Kennedy trying to pick it up, but that's well robbed. That's a brilliant bit of play there from the Bridgeman and Matthew O'Halloran. Down it comes towards Larkin Fitzpatrick, trying to use his power, cuts inside towards the D, trying to make the angle for the shot. And again, I'm losing count to the amount of times I've said this. As the ball goes to the right hand side and wide, it stays 1-7-4. Sean Murray car sales, our commentary sponsors, and the Bridge, that wide tally now is mounting up, but they're looking at what, about 7 or 8?
Yeah, 7-8 I suppose. I suppose Larkin Fitzpatrick has played well though, gotten a lot of ball, and look at, he is bringing the fight to it, but look at it, you need to steady in with this wind. You have to, it's better to be blocked down and get a second bite at it than go with a word shot.
What a brilliant take that was from Conor Cleary from the puck out to set up this attack, but Faker O'Brien read that, and there was a late hit put in there. Was it Brian Carey, I think, is going to be adjudged the guilty party on that one. It was off the ball and late as well, so it was kind of all things that referees really don't tend to like, and it's a stern conversation he'll have with Niall Malone here now. It'll be a carte bouillie, nothing more, but just a small bit of frustration creeping in there.
Small bit of frustration, and I suppose as a manager there, and Tommy, he's back talking to the lads, you'd be disappointed, because while things aren't going hectic, you still have the conditions, and it just gives Kilmaley now 30 seconds, a minute, get on the physio, take your time, have a good cut at the free, be well set for the next play, and a bit of a breather for the conditions that they played into. So you see the water going across the half back line. It just is, everything is wrong about it.
Well, there's something wrong with that bottle that went to Brian Mack, and that's it's empty, because the top came flying off it, and he's going to get whatever little drop is left in it. He has to open the helmet to do it, but he got some little bit anyway, which is all he wanted. Brian Culbert here just issuing instructions underneath us, and he'll be well happy with how his side are going to be going into the dressing room. You'd imagine there could be an opportunity here for another point on the board. The towel has gone into Mike O'Malley. He has a free just inside the 45 metre line. slightly to the right hand side again. We got to look at the top of those goalposts swaying. It's a real whirlpool kind of a breeze down there. So he'll be putting this to the right, hoping it'll curl back in. We have the perfect view of it. We've gone straight from summer to winter, haven't we? No autumn in 2025, that's for sure. As Mike O'Malley takes his time now with this one. And he does, measures it perfectly. But look at the way it curled after the post. It's gone way out to the left, out into that LD car park. But it went over the bar first. 1-8 now to 4 points. Kilmaley really comfortable, and the Bridge need to go hunting scores now before the half-time break. The puck out straight down the middle once again. It's broken down by Jamie Shanahan, but it's won by Brian McNamara. Down to Shawnee Kennedy. Looks up again. The outlet is there. Cleary's inside on the 21. It's going to drop inside. He flicks it around the corner, waiting for Sean O'Loughlin to come on the break. Sean is still there battling with it. Manfully, Pam Mulready is trying to hold his ground. Cleary has the ball back. Tom O'Rourke goes in along the inline, flicks it across. Opportunity. Sean O'Loughlin just wide. It would have been a brilliant goal. He batted it first time as if he was outside in Flushing Meadows at the weekend, but the ball just went to the left hand side and wide. But savage, persistent. The work rate of the Kilmaley forwards is putting the Bridge backs under all pressure.
Yeah, and look at Conor Cleary went after him hurley-less, and the ball brought back and he flicked it up. I suppose we've seen in Galvin's moment of skill against Cochrane a couple of weeks ago, but that'll be some clipped back in a couple hours time. And if there was a finish to it, my God, one of these viral ones. And
it would have put the game to bed as well, even though we're yet to see the half-time whistle, to be honest about it. But Kilmaley are hunting for more as the ball drops here in front of Brian McNamara. He goes hunting past the 45-metre line. Paddy Fitzpatrick is in front of him. After him is Shane Golden. None of it makes any difference as Brian McNamara sticks the ball between the posts. That's his second of the evening, and Kilmaley now are really stretching. 1-9 to 4 they lead with 27 and a half played.
He's been absolutely superb in this match. Sixmilebridge haven't got a finger on him so far. He's been dominant in the tackles. He's been hugely effective with the ball in hand. He's been a real throw-in.
He's matching up here with Fiachra O'Brien, and physically it's a bit of a mismatch, but of course he is dropping deep in kind of onto his own 65 to be that outlet, and he's not being tracked, and he's causing absolute rack, no doubt about it. But Brian Carey trying to do similar now. Mikey O'Malley with a brilliant hook trying to get the ball back to the ground. It's Matthew O'Halloran again, loops it again, a high aimless enough kind of a ball, and Colin McGuane should be in control of this one. Nice little touch inside though. Luke O'Halloran goes up, flicks it aimlessly over the head, and Joe Casey tidies it up, and the Kilmaley full back line can just flick it around at their ease, and Aidan McGuane is the man that lets the rip ball down on top of Tom O'Rourke. It's dropping, it's reading really well there from Paddy Fitz. Steps back, now Fiachra O'Brien has it right on halfway, takes off towards the 65-metre line. Now he has a little bit of company as the ball is on the hurley. Brian Mack there just trying to turn him around. He does, he recycles it back. Larkin Fitz, he was kind of looking at the pass before he had the ball, but eventually he does get it back, striking off his left hand side again though. This one is tailing all the way across to the right hand side and wide, and it's Kilmaley very comfortably in front, 1-9 to 4.
Yeah, but I suppose North's play, and they've put in some effort for 28 and a half minutes gone. That was the first play so far where when the ball has been cleared out, they've struggled to get up the field and set the line again up around the middle. So look, they'll be just thankful to get to half time now, but they have extended an awful lot of energy in this first half.
Good breaking ball again though, picked up by Mikey O'Neill. Fiachra O'Brien just loses his footing. Jamie Shanahan comes in with a really good tackle trying to turn him over. Mikey gets away, gets the hand pass back to Dara Keane, looks up, pings it in towards the corner. Tom O'Rourke inside there, but Shane O'Mora curving back, and Conor Cleary there with him, the two former teammates. O'Rourke is still there though, gets the ball away to Paddy Fitz, gets the hand pass clear just on the cusp of being tackled. Across it comes, good work there from Noel Purcell, and now he releases Derek Fahey, the sweeper keeper as he was known a long time ago, on his own 45-metre line, sends the ball into the corner. Lovely run there made by David Kennedy, traps the ball first time, wheels around onto the 45, gets the call behind him from Larkin Fitzpatrick. Again Brian Mack tries to use his frame, in goes Tommy Barry, gets the hook, and he turns around and tells Larkin Fitzpatrick, I put you off that one. Kilmaley are fired up, it's showing on the scoreboard, they're leading 1-9 to 4. We have the additional time about to come, just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Kilmaley fired up. They're really comfortable in what they're doing. Totally on top around the pitch. And look, I know time is nearly there, but if Sixmilebridge could get a point or two on the board just to kick on, but every momentum swinger so far has been in Kilmaley's favour.
Matthew O'Halloran trying to change that. Jamie Shanahan snaps the ball up off the ground, looks around, tries to get the hand pass clear. He does, working back deep there. Alex Morey, they need to get him more involved in the game. He hasn't really been involved from an open play perspective. This man has though. Mikey O'Neill, ball on the hurley into the 21, footing lost. Oh, what a save, Derek Fahey. Conor Cleary, he tried to bat it first time, he missed it in the air. We are going to come back for a free. Mikey O'Neill has his hands in his head because he knew Once Paddy Fitz lost the footing, he could have gone another 2 or 3 steps. Certainly on an evening like this, Kevin, you'll be saying put it on that greasy floor. Brilliant save from Fahy. It was at a nice height. Conor Cleary tried the first time bat, didn't connect. 2 big chances missed.
2 big chances. I'd go further and say that as he broke through, he should have been bearing down, as you said, the extra 2 yards, but he should have been finding Conor Cleary. He had drifted off Noel Purcell, and there was space there to find him, and he wouldn't have been tackled in time. And then the rebound that came out to Conor, he batted on it. He had an ocean of space around him. He had time to catch that too. So I suppose, look at a couple of maybe not poor decisions. Kilmaley saw the chance and went for it, but they'll be thankful now to get a point out of it, because again, it's another big moment for Kilmaley in this game.
Now, all that being said, we'll justify it by saying it's easy for us to say that up here in the stand, of course, as Mike Kilmaley sends the ball flying between the posts, so they do get something from it. And that's been a key part of a lot of their attacks, Kevin. While, they've been hunting for goals on a couple of occasions, they have always got points. Their attacks have ended up with something, and that has helped the momentum. 110 in a half of hurling is not bad going.
No, and especially playing into fairly heavy conditions. As I said, they've been really, really strong, really powerful, really pacey. And as you said, they've kept that scoreboard ticking at all times.
And again, look at that full back line really in control of the ball. Colin McGuane gets it back to Joe Casey, turns around. He has time to find Brian O'Loughlin. We're 2 minutes into the additional time. We'll be pausing for the break very shortly, I would suggest. 110-4 is what the scoreboard tells us. Ball down here, broken down by Paddy Fitzpatrick. In goes Fiacre O'Brien with Mikey O'Neill. Mikey's on the ground. He needs to get back up again because the ball is there too, and that's what everybody's looking for. And it's whipped up. Sean O'Loughlin does really well. Hand passes it back to the ground. Fiacre O'Brien and Mikey O'Neill go diving in, and there Sean O'Loughlin once more. The work rate has been incredible. Ball across, a lovely touch from Tom O'Rourke. Whether he meant or not, it has worked out. Mikey O'Malley had it, thought there was a little chop there. Mikey pings it in. Here's Conor Cleary on the 21, turns around, tries to centre it across to Tommy Barry, snaps it up, sells the way he was going. He's still going through. Tommy Barry kicks it. Derek Fahy saves it. Ball is going to come back for the free. What a lovely turn that was from Tommy. He sold the defender to the right, wheeled back around onto his left. There was a free. Hurley taken out of his hand, not by his own accord. Free on the 21, and Kilmaley with a chance now to go 10 in front at the break.
10 in front, and it is noticeable in the last couple of minutes. Kilmaley are spilling blood here, and they're going for goals. I said Mike O'Malley found Conor Cleary with a beautiful pass in there. Conor gave a lovely reverse pass out to Tom O'Rourke. He went back. I suppose there was enough cover there, but it was a great turn. And as you say, even the kick, Derek Fahy, I suppose it kind of spilled up on him, so it just shows the conditions. But Kilmaley will be happy enough to keep the scoreboard ticking now here again.
The mist arrived as that sliotar is never again going to be found unless it's stuck in someone's windscreen outside in the shopping centre, but it went between the posts again, and that is Kilmaley with a 10-point lead at the break. 111-4 points. Breeze to come for Kilmaley, and I would suggest a lot of talking for Tommy Liddy and Stefan Fitzpatrick and the rest of the boys to do right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose the only thing you could maybe try and grab a glimmer of hope is that Sixmilebridge have nothing done yet. They haven't got to the pitch of this game.
They haven't been let though.
No, they haven't been let. Kilmaley have been totally on top. They're a running game, but that will expend an awful lot of energy for Kilmaley. You would be saying, look, we get the boot down for home now. We get out this gate as fast as we can and try and get the game done early for Sixmilebridge. It's going to be a long 30 minutes if they have anything left in them to get back into this game. But at the moment, you'd have to say it's Kilmaley's day, and they've carried the form from the league the league group stages straight into the quarter-final.
The rain has arrived here in Páirc Uas and if you're watching on Clare GA TV, that shot of the lads above at the back wall, they'll want a little bit more cover up there as they wait for the half-time break. We'll do something similar. We'll stay with you here on Clare FM. We'll take a very quick break on Clare GA TV, and as we do, with the clock resetting for the second half, it's Kilmaley leading here by 111-4 points. Much more chat to come. Do join us shortly.
Martin Williams Concrete Products Limited is a family-run business based in County Clare, Ireland, specialising in precast concrete solutions for a wide range of industries. Over 2 decades of experience. Established in 1998. They actively listen to customer needs and continuously research innovative ways to improve their offerings. They have a strong local reputation for reliability and customer service, deep knowledge of the building sector, which they're happy to share with clients. If you're working on a building or landscaping project and need durable, locally made concrete products, they might be worth checking out.
Ennis Electrical, best prices on appliances, huge savings on premium brands. Ennis Electrical is a family-run business who pride themselves on good customer relations. Ennis Electrical are part of Expert, one of the largest electrical retailers in Ireland.
Being faced up over there by Shane O'Morey. Recycles it back. This is Mikey O'Neill from the stand side of the pitch, and that ball's gone between the post. It was a fair man off the shoulder. That man is Sean Kennedy. He stands to strike. He sends it goalwards, and Kilmaley team. So too is Tom O'Rourke. He's on the money once again. This is a light down there at the moment in the favour of Sixmilebridge at the moment, as Alex Murray does get a break through the cover on the back foot, striking. How's this one looking? Spot on, says the umpire. The shot instead, it ends up with Brian McNamara, and that one has gone between the posts. David Kennedy, now he's jinking, looking to try and go for goal. He just snaps that one in, and it goes over the free taking duties, just behind his own 65 metre line. Sends the ball flying goalwards. The breeze at his back as he does, and the umpire isn't. And taking it up there is Tommy Barry, and that's a really, really simple score, isn't it? He's cutting into the 21. He gets the call behind him. Larkin Fitzpatrick just takes the loft. Brilliant from Kilmaley setting this up. Can Mikey O'Neill finish it? That's a class score from He has the ball, transfers it across here. Oh, Matthew O'Halloran slips. In goes Tom O'Rourke. Tom O'Rourke with the ball. It's in the back of the net. He's kicked it into that. He takes his time now with this one. And he does, measures it perfectly, but look at the way Kilmaley, he goes hunting past the 45 metre line. Paddy Fitzpatrick is in front of him, after him is Shane Golden. None of it makes any difference. As Brian McNamara said, we'll justify it by saying it's easy for us to say that up here in the stand, of course, as Mike O'Malley. The mist arrived as that sliotar is never again gone.
What makes the best players great.
And I think something Tony has added to his game as well. Okay, he'll still have the ones from distance.
have an incredible bench too. So the competition for players is very, very strong at the minute.
And it was a very relieved Robbie Hogan.
He's got a point on the board himself and Brian Corrie. It's just not really working for them. I would think about going back with Jamie Shannon and Shane Golden up top and go with a bit more muscle up there and see can you get breaks. I think they need to go back to 3 up there and maybe drop Davy Kennedy in front of the 2, and then they just need to get more energy across that half forward line. They need to have more working up and back. Larkin Fitzpatrick is doing a bit of it. They're not getting a whole pile at the far side of the pitch. Midfield has been completely dominated by Kilmaley, so Sixmilebridge have an awful lot to do in this half, but for Kilmaley it's just a little bit more the same, 2 or 3 points quickly, and to be fair, a good few balls, quality balls have went into Conor Cleary. A couple have just broke off his hand. He just needs to catch one, and then it'll be 2-11 to 4 points. So, Sixmilebridge need to react now, and they need to react quickly, because this is a game that could be gone in the next 3 or 4 minutes if they don't.
And as that heavy mist continues to develop, and we welcome back our Clare GATV viewers as well, it's timely as Sixmilebridge make their way back out for this second half, and they've gone to the bench as well. I see Jason McManus coming in around midfield, so too is Sean McNamara wearing number 19, so clearly they need some bit of a boost. Alan Mulready is going in there as well to the forward line, so there's changes aplenty. We'll try and pick up who's gone off. Shane O'Morey is dropping back here. I think Luke O'Halloran might be one of those. We'll pick up on all those as we go, but the second half is back underway, and straight away it is the bridge through Sean McNamara trying to launch this first attack. Ball sent right in. Mulready coming out trying to pick that ball up, but Dara Keane is the man that brings it away for Kilmaley, working it through the hands, working it here to Marty O'Connor, trying to break through the tackle. Breaking through the cover right now is Dara Keane, up between his own 45 and 65. Oceans of space for Mikey O'Malley. Fiachra O'Brien going after him. Mikey's still going, and the ball just popped out of his hand, and he was floored as well as he went through, but Fiachra O'Brien, great run, kept going and won that breaking ball to try and turn it over. Free for the bridge. Great bit of leadership from the young man wearing the number 5 jersey. He continued on his run. He obviously put the frighteners up Nelly a small bit, and we've ended up with this free for Jamie Shanahan just inside the 65.
Yeah, I think O'Malley maybe, he was probably looking for a runner off the shoulder. I don't think he ever had shooting in his mind, but he probably had time from behind to maybe just have a cut at it and just test out that wind.
First score of the second half at the Bridge will be trying to get that as Jamie Shanahan hits it on the 65, but look at that, look how far left it's gone with that breeze. It's again, and it died at death just before it went out over the end line, so the wides mounting up once again for the Bridge. They had up on 10 I think there at half time. That makes it something around 11, so 1-11-4 is how the scoreboard stands right now. First puck out then for Brian O'Loughlin with the breeze. Will he just go along? Former man that went up to Cooley Mountains as a Clare winner in the puck fodder. Lovely hands from Mikey O'Malley. Sends it out to the far side of the pitch. McGuane lets rip, putting it in around the 21 metre line. Sean O'Loughlin goes up with Conor Cleary, but it's Paddy Fitzpatrick that comes down with the ball as Conor heads back to the edge of the square again, and off go the Bridge with Sean McNamara sending the ball down the throat here of David Kennedy. Being tracked outside there by Marty O'Connor, covering across brilliantly. Derek Keane picks the ball up, time to set his feet. His father, of course, the replacement all-star, wasn't it, back in the 1980s? The great Tommy Kane. And of course that championship as well in 1985. Long ball across. Kilmaley again though, cutting it out. Aidan McGuane picks it up on the 45, gets the call from Dara, snaps it out to his right hand side. There's Joe Casey looking down the lines. I'll tell you what, there won't be much daylight by the time we're finished here this evening, that's for sure, as Tommy Barry picks up the ball. Now Brian McNamara trying to put daylight between himself and Fikra O'Brien, kicks off to the side. He's got two already. You may make that three. Brian McNamara opens the scoring for Kilmaley here in this second half. 1-12-4 points the lead, 2.5 gone. Yeah,
Derek Keane is sitting now in a nice place, and look at much nicer than where Paddy Fitz is sitting way back off Michael O'Malley, and he's had two balls through his hands, and at this stage with the scoreboard it's not really worth sitting back. It's too much, 10-12 yards.
Mikey O'Malley again out towards Mikey O'Neill, and Mikey off his left hand side. The ball is travelling brilliantly. That's a gorgeous strike of the sliotar here from Mikey O'Neill. Sends the ball straight between the posts, and the little smile out to the sideline as well that says we've gone 1-13-4 points in front.
Yeah, look, it's now beginning to look bleak for Sixmilebridge. Kilmaley have started the same way again, really hungry for work and really hungry for doing the right things.
Again, a central ball looking for Jamie Shanahan from the puck out. It's picked up by Sean McNamara across to Fikra O'Brien. Looks up inside the heavy rain and darkening clouds. That is the setting here for the closing stages of this game. David Kennedy trying to win the ball on the 45. Tommy Barry battling winning. Good work from Kennedy. Gets it back here. Matthew O'Halloran puts the ball on the hurley. Sells the dummy. Jinks out again. Puts it back. Can't catch it. So finds it back here to Shane Golden. Shane strikes it off the left. That's a really good strike measure. The breeze is dropping him. Just dropped him right on the 13, didn't it, into Brian O'Loughlin, and he comes out and he volleys it away up the field once again. This is going to drop on the opposite 13. It's into the hand of Snod. It's just behind. Conor Cleary goes across, but Pam Mulready reads it well. Just sweeps it away to safety. Sean O'Loughlin trying to snap it up. Paz still there in a lonesome spot over in that far left corner. Noel Purcell comes over to try and help him out. Derek Fahy gets it now on the 13. Looks here to this stand side of the pitch. He has a runner out wide. That's Matthew O'Halloran. Lovely ball, but again, can he control it first time? Has to be having his back to Mikey O'Neill now as he goes to take him on. Mikey is wrapping up around him, wins his free. That's a lot of work for Sixmilebridge to win that free. The work rate from the Kilmaley forwards hasn't dropped an iota.
No, look at the work rate across there, and all Purcell's under an awful lot of pressure from Sean O'Loughlin. He followed that pressure on to Derek Fahy, and then, as you say, even to win that free, it was hard work winning that free to get the ball up the field and relieved.
Again, it's David Kennedy making that hard run to the far side of the ground, and Marty O'Connor with him. But David Kennedy snaps this up brilliantly. Lovely little touch in there from O'Malley, but it's going to be a free. We will come back eventually. The shot will be taken by Jason Lucknan. It goes to the left and wide. We're going to come back for the free, and that heavy rain now is getting even heavier indeed, making conditions that little bit slippy. And it's not ideal when you're chasing a game to have that coming down on top of you.
No, it's not. It becomes, as you said, kind of a dark place. And look at Cusack Park, it's an unforgiving place at the best of times. But you're getting kind of well trimmed in the scoreboard, and it's lashing down on top of you. And I suppose there's kind of dark thoughts coming through your mind that maybe this isn't the year. And yeah, it's going to take something immense now from Sixmilebridge to even rally to make it some bit of a contest.
Jamie Shanahan trying his best as he gets that free between the posts. So 1-13-5 on the scoreboard. Sean Murray, Car Sales in Kilmurray and Sixmilebridge, our commentary sponsors. We'll have our Patrick Burt menswear, and of course Zimmer Biomet linking up this year with not just Parky Soul but also indeed Clare GATV. So delighted to be partnering with them here on Clare FM. Ball dropping down. Fikra O'Brien. It's breaking away. The Bridge just holding on to it again. getting wrapped up there over was Jason McNabb, but he does get the out ball to the far side of the pitch. But again, Mikey O'Malley's work rate brilliant and nipping off inside. Off they go again down the far touchline. That is Shawnee O'Loughlin. Brian Mack is inside him. He turns back onto his left. A high, long, looping ball that will just drop out to the right hand side and wide. And I suppose this is now a period where a team that's on top can switch off a little bit because you're so dominant. It's about setting your own standards here.
Yeah, as I said, they moved that scoreboard very well in the first half, and they'll just need to keep that going again. Just said a point or two every 5 minutes or so will be more than enough at the moment, but they just can't, have 3-4 wides and let the Bridge hit 3 or 4 points, and next things start getting tidy.
Again, the scrap for the puck out develops, and it's Mikey O'Malley, the man that comes away with it. Ball back in the hurley, slips it into Brian Mack. Oh, great hands, and there was a late slap there. Now, it might have been accidental in the act of trying to get the ball, in fairness to Paddy Fitz, and I think Niall Malone has kind of acknowledged that, but Brian will go down. He'll take his time in getting back up. Good work from Mikey O'Malley, and that's, I suppose, what we need to see. Kilmaley have shown all the flair throughout the group stages, huge scores put up, but now on this kind of an evening, the grit, the bit of guile, the bit of heart, and they're showing it, and I thought personified there by Mikey by winning that ball from the ruck.
Yeah, absolutely, and not only that, in a second half where they, as you said, they need to keep moving. He's had his hands in possession 3 or 4 times, but look at just behind him, Tommy Barry and Sean Kennedy being superb and hitting every ruck that moves. Derek Keane is absolutely superb at both sitting back and coming up attacking. And a couple of minutes ago, looked like he was a yard off the man and just got right up in the air and contested it back. But I just think throughout this whole game, Brian McNamara is causing them so much trouble with his physicality and his pace for running.
Mikey O'Malley with the free, pretty much dead straight in front of the post. That's all we'll say right now. 113-5 is the scoreline. Mikey has made that 114-5 as he strikes that ball straight and through into the cloister goal here of Zimmerbein at Park Kisog. He is the captain of Kilmaley this year, of course, and setting the example right now. 114-5. Clock tells us 7 coming up on 8 minutes played. Puck out again, breaking down. Once again, it's Kilmaley hunting for it. Matthew O'Halloran, as Shane Golden that gets it. Matthew just makes a little run off the shoulder, and that was a hit there from McGuan. Now again, it was one of those, because it's a wet evening, Matthew O'Halloran kind of slipped into the tackle. It is a free, but you can be damn sure Aidan McGuan didn't mean a bit of it. It was just an honest-to-God kind of a challenge. There's a few little coming togethers happening right now. Matthew will be back up onto his feet. He's a good, strong young lad. In fairness, as I say, Kevin, Aidan, there was no malice in that. It's just a wet evening, heavy rain, just lost the footing, slipped into the challenge. Yeah,
it was full-blooded. I'm not sure, it was hard to see with Matthew O'Halloran's back to us, had he slightly lost possession when the tackle came in from Aidan McGuan, but it looked like for a second Niall Malone would just let it go as a 50-50. I think he made the right decision in just the way that it was, I suppose, frontal to frontal, to just bring it back and call the free and maybe just make sure no one was actually hurt. But as I said, it was full-blooded, which you want to see in Championship, and I think Niall dealt with it well. No yellow card, just blow the free.
Yeah, good officiating as we've come to expect from the man I would pick as the top hurling referee in the county at the moment. So that ball is put over the bar by Jamie Shanahan, 114-8. And if they can just keep ticking away, we keep saying those last 10 minutes will tell the story of this game. Right now, Conor Cleary gets a little flick away, but the Bridge are just getting on top a few times now on these last couple of puckouts. But it's the other end of the field. They just need to keep that scoreboard ticking. Out it comes to Mikey O'Neill. Again, just trying to wriggle through the tackles. He's caught it twice, can't catch it again, and he's put it left and wide. And if the Bridge can stay in this game, Kevin, if they can do the ballier on it, bring it down the home stretch, and then ask the questions.
Yeah, I just feel that to get close enough, they maybe need to get, like Ballier today, maybe 2 goals in quick succession. There Mikey O'Neill did so super well, moved the feet really well, and then maybe just was under a lot of pressure for the shot. Maybe one more pass in that situation might have been worthwhile.
114-6 the scoreline here, as the clock tells us now. 10 minutes gone here in this second half in an ever darkening, ever heavy raining, if that's correct English to use, Park Kisog, no doubt about it. Ball over there, Brian McNamara again trying to use his frame. Conor Cleary certainly using his. Mikey O'Malley, let's rip, first time. It brings an ooh from the crowd as it goes down on top of Sean O'Loughlin. Tom O'Rourke comes out, and Cleary now has got a lovely one-handed flick from Tom O'Rourke. If Cleary can pick this now, just lost his footing, but managed to pick the ball all in the one sweep, shrugs off the challenge, shortens the grip and puts the ball between the post. That is just doggedness from Conor Cleary on the far side of the ground to stick the ball over. 115 to 6 points.
Yeah, what a whip in the air with Mikey O'Malley, and then I suppose Tom O'Rourke gave a lovely ball across. You could see it opening up, and Conor just slipped, but I said super pick on the slip. Did well to brush off an old Purcell to get the strike away for a point, but again, half a sniff without a slip of a goal chance.
Brilliant goal for him last week in that game for Milltown. Very good point for him here this evening as well. And another free coming the way of Kilmaley as a little pullback comes, and thankfully clear sky is beginning to develop over the park, so hopefully that rain will push on eventually. But Brian O'Loughlin being called out for the free, and already you get the feeling Kilmaley are thinking game management here.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian's coming out nice and slow. No great panic on him. As you said, the conditions here are very, very poor. The rain might lift and give a bit of light, because if there was a sign of extra time today, we might have to toss for penalties from the get-go.
Yeah, no, I don't think extra time is a looming possibility right now anyway. But Brian O'Loughlin has this free on his own 45-metre line. It'll go a fair bit of the way, let me tell you. It'll drop right in. It'll do more than that. It'll go straight over. Brian O'Loughlin, it was worth the journey out as he taps the crest on his arm out here underneath us. That was aimed at somebody down in the crowd. Brian gets on the scoreboard. What a strike from him. 116 to 6. And
he left that way out left to bring it in. I suppose he's used to puck outs, but that was an absolute super one. Blowing that for a flick or three catches flick? Three catches. Yeah.
Shayna puts his head up to the heavens as if to say, why didn't I think I was on the second one when I went at it again. So it's all just about those little levels of concentration. And if Kilmaley now really start to push, well, they have started to push it out, there's no question about that, but it's really starting to get away. This could be a memorable result for the wrong reasons, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, and look at if you want to look at body language, when you look down across the bridge forwards now, they're all standing in isolation, no packing together or calling for the next puck out. It's starting to become a lonely place for them at the moment. It's Kilmaley Park tonight.
So Mikey O'Malley with the free just inside the 65-metre line at the far side of the ground. Breeze at his back, Cloister goal in his crosshairs right now, right hand side of the pitch. He'll take as much time as he possibly can with this one, and this would make it 117 to 6 if he can land it. Mikey with the free, and the umpire's going for the white flag. He has done just that. 117 they've scored. We keep saying it, they've been putting up savage scores here in the group stages, and with 13 minutes gone in the second half, Kevin, they've reached the 20-point total.
He's up to 6 points now, 5 frees, 1 from play, really affecting this match. And as you say, in awful conditions, that this is super scoring with plenty of time left.
Bridge though still battling out there. Matthew O'Halloran looks up, tries to play it inside, and it's just a half little block down. Shane Golden picks it up. Are they going to have to go off the juggler here? Golden cuts inside, tries to pop it over the top. It's a lovely little flick. David Kennedy, goal for the Bridge. What a finish from David Kennedy. He is that poacher, but what a lovely little flick on that was from Alan Mulready. Ball came to him, just a one-handed flick over the top. There was the brilliant David Kennedy. He sticks it in the back of the net. 117 Kilmaley, 1-6 Sixmilebridge. We have 13 and a half gone second half.
Yeah, Shane Golden did very well there to break away and I suppose create separation with pushing the hand back, and Alan Mulready, super experienced player, lovely flick, and look at David Kennedy doesn't miss those chances.
Again, the puck out is long from Brian O'Loughlin. Kilmaley will look to respond. The Bridge will look to build, and it's Fiachra O'Brien who goes down the far side of the ground, plays a low ball there, but Derek Keane should be. Jamie Shanahan, brilliant tackle trying to pick up that ball from Jamie there. He saw Derek Keane sliding, I'd say, decided if I get a touch on this at all, he's going to take me out of it. This will be a free in, and this now will give them a little bit of belief. If they get back within touching distance at all, they could try and drive on here.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll give them a bit of relief, I suppose. Once Derek Keane, once you take to the knees, it has to be perfect then, and I suppose Jamie just got the flick ahead of him, and an important free now, I suppose, to back up that goal. But if you stick this over and maybe react in the next one, and you've taken kind of 5 points off the scoreboard quite quickly.
Jamie Shanahan with the free to try and do just that. He is dropping. It's Brian O'Loughlin taking it away. Did well on a wet evening under his own crossbar. Out it comes to Joe Casey, trying to sell the dummies. Not what you want to do when the Bridge are hunting, and it's Brian Curry again, a man they need to get to feature in towards Mulready. Just tries to tip it around the corner. Jamie Shanahan tried it first time. Brilliant block down that was, but David Kennedy has picked up the breaking ball again. Sets the feet, did really well to hold them, but puts it over. That's class from David Kennedy. We've seen players slipping and sliding. He pulled the brakes there of a shot. got his shot on the target. It's a 10-point game, 117-17. Tommy Leedy is barking inside. He's trying to get them motoring, and in fairness, they've built on the goal.
Built on the goal, yeah. And look, as you say, he's really starting to get behind the team now. I cannot understand when you score a goal and a point that you give up the puck out that easy to let Kilmaley away instead of putting some bit of a press even on one puck out.
Ball just skeets off the boss of the hurley there is Sean O'Loughlin, but he goes off to pick it up again. Pam Mulready with him. O'Loughlin cuts inside though. Shane Murray trying to get on the hook. Paddy Fitz just being that blocker, gets the ball back to ground. Conor Cleary trying to pick it up. Tom O'Rourke is just outside him. Cleary gives it back, but only as far as Paddy Fitz. Brian McNamara again, the feet just went from underneath him as he tries to come back on that ball. The Bridge bring it away. They win the free on their own 45 metre line, and now they're just starting to motor a little bit. Up comes Derek Fahey to take it. There's a little bit of brustiggy about them now. 117-17. We're into the final quarter, and Derek Fahey sends the ball down into the corner, down towards Brian Corrie. It breaks down. Derek Keane picks it up. He's just behind his own 45, dinks it down the line. This is a 2v1. This should be a Bridge ball. It is. It's Matthew Holland flicks it up. Lovely little touch there to give it into the hands of Jason Lucknan. He's just getting swallowed up though. Mikey O'Neill comes across, gets the ball out. It's going to be a Bridge ball, but when he saw a teammate outnumbered, in fairness to Mikey, he wasn't afraid of the work to come back and try and turn it over. But the Bridge now, with just a little smell of a comeback, it would be a magnificent one if they could manage it, but they will need another green flag or two. They're trailing by 10, 117-17. Line ball taken. Shane Golden, he just put that ball in between two Kilmaley hurleys. One of them was Mikey O'Malley, somehow got that ball out. We'll leave it at that. Back to Mikey O'Neill. A crossfield ball. That's Tom O'Rourke over there with Shane Murray for company. Tom does really well, gets his balance back, gets his strike away, and puts that ball to the left and wide. He did everything so well there, lost his footing, put his hand down to bounce back up again, but just couldn't direct the goalwards.
Yeah, and as he said, he did everything right, steadied his feet and everything, and it probably could have done with a score just to maybe silence the crowd for the next couple of minutes, but as you say, it just tail widened him.
Matthew O'Halloran sends a lonesome ball down along the line here. It'll hold up, it'll just go out over. It's one of those, if we had VAR, was the whole of the ball out over the whole of the line. It certainly was, according to John Bugner. He had a much better view than all the rest of us, so that will be a line ball. It'll be Tommy Barry to take it, and even though the Kilmaley are 10 points clear here, you get the feeling they just need to settle a bit.
Not so much settle. I just think everything is rose a notch, which it probably should have been anyway. I think in the conditions 10 points is an absolute seismic lead. They'll probably look to try and get a score, maybe fall back the pitch a little bit for a minute or two, but I don't think there'll be any panic. As I said, they're really in control at 10 points up.
Lovely touch there from Mikey O'Malley, but the shot, how many wides we've seen on that right hand post today?
We're watching it for nearly 2 hours now, and that was the first time that Conor Cleary has been 1-on-1, and he's actually put the hand out to put the ball into space. So look, it would have been a great score to get, and an important time to get a score, but God, that was the time to put it into Conor Cleary and see what he could do with it.
John Bugler not sure of what way this line ball should go, so he just put the flag straight up over his head as if to say, I haven't a clue, Niall, so throw it in, and that's exactly what will happen. Everybody arguing their case. Every possession now would be so vital. Mikey O'Neill, that's a lovely pickup, gets away and kicks it away. The Lissie footballer kicks it down to that top of the left corner, but it's Sixmilebridge who have read that. Tom O'Rourke was in to try and put on the cover, but Shane Murray now has it. He's just beyond his own 21. Lovely ball out here to Matthew O'Halloran, kills it on the hurley, takes the challenge from Mikey O'Neill, gets away from Tommy Barry, bounces the ball off the ground, goes and picks it up again. This is class from Matthew O'Halloran, but the final ball then just gets away, and it's taken up by Aidan McGuane. A beautiful long crossfield ball over towards Tom O'Rourke. He's in a battle with Shane Murray, and he doesn't have a hurley because of Shane's challenge. That was a brilliant shoulder, but he gives it back. Oh, what a pickup that is from Tom O'Rourke. Gets the hand pass away to Conor Cleary. He goes around to Brian McNamara. He's looking up, assessing his options. Back to Cleary again, standing on the far touchline. Where's this one going? Left and wide. We've had so many moves today, Kevin, that if a score came at the end of it, it'd lift the place.
Yeah.
But again, it goes left and wide.
Absolutely. Shane did really well in the first contact to make enough contact to drop the hurley. He got a cross, made a super shoulder on Shana, and what a pick up. It's been really, really high quality stuff here. Impressive here underneath us with Matthew O'Halloran. God, he's really taking the fight for a young fella, carrying hard ball and constantly looking for work.
Kilmaley go to the bench. Another red helmet enters the fray with Colm Killeen coming on. That's 3 now in total. And Cathal Darcy has kind of a faded red helmet with a bit of a blue stripe in it. A man that won a junior championship in New York with the Clare Hurlers a couple of years ago. Back on home soil now, of course, former Air Oak footballer as well. Ball drops down from that puck out. What a take from Jamie Shanahan. Goes up, gets the call behind him. That's great stuff there from Sean McNamara across to Fiachra O'Brien. Ball again though is just going to drop in around the 45, and Dara Keane is reading out a lovely flick around the corner. It was Lucknan in there just trying to battle away for it again. It's Larkin Fitzpatrick kicking it clear to David Kennedy. Oh, lovely touch. Gets it up. He will look at the goals. He'll fire it, and it's saved by Brian O'Loughlin. Maybe a little bit too far out to be the goalie of his standing from that position, but lovely set up play from David Kennedy, and really showed that bit of a bedevilment that they need now to try and turn this one around. But off goes the marauding Brian McNamara. Long high ball misdirected though. Paddy Fitz goes up with the hand. Conor Cleary takes it down, knocks it out in front of him. He has a runner off the shoulder. Sean O'Loughlin goes through, spins out of the challenge from Paddy Fitz. Back to Conor again. He puts the shoe down. Conor Cleary through to 21, and he puts it between the posts. Really good score once again, but again, all because of 2 things, I think: coolness and work rate from the Kilmaley forwards.
Yeah, just calm, just best shooter, a couple of them on it, really looking to get after that strike, and it just wasn't on, and just recycle. Conor Cleary takes a couple of steps forward and bangs it over the bar. Noticeable Colm Killeen coming on. He's really doing that graveyard shift, coming right back into his own half back line in the first couple of plays. So look at Brian Culbert, I suppose, is starting to really shut down any opportunities for Sixmilebridge when he can.
And he goes to that first little touch. Tommy Barry's back there now as well, out here towards Colm Killeen. He's in a race to the sideline with Matthew O'Halloran in. They go for a big hit from Matthew, fair and square, as he picks it up, and that's a high challenge on him then by Colm Killeen for a finish. 21 and a half minutes gone. Kilmaley 118, Sixmilebridge 1 goal and 7. Matthew Holland will receive a little bit of treatment, and that was a little bit late now, to be fair. And Niall Malone is giving the curly finger there to Colm and pointing over at Matthew as if to say, are you for real? You can't argue you didn't do it, and he's going to see the book.
Yeah, I don't think he can have too much arguments. There was a couple of heavy hits first, but Matthew Holland was about 6 inches off the ground when the last hit came in, and I think even though Niall Malone came over calmly, Colm Killeen was walking towards Niall Killeen, so I think he knew it was coming, even though he argued.
Yeah, and Mikey O'Malley went over as well with the other red helmet to try and argue the case, and neither of them won, because the yellow card has been shown there to Colm Killeen. So free for Sixmilebridge, right on the 65 metre line, about 5 in from this near touch line. Jamie Shanahan meets that perfectly. It goes straight over the black spot. Brilliant strike from the Bridge captain, but all of this feels a little bit cosmetic at the moment. 118 to 1-8, we're well inside the final 10.
Yeah, cosmetic, I think. Look what they're throwing on the last, I suppose, couple of subs, maybe just trying to give it one more freshen up. But said Kilmaley, I think somewhere between third and fourth gear in the second half. They had the lead, they've sat back, they've played through any plays that have to be played, but they've kept their shape, and they've been really, really comfortable. And I tell you, Derek, Kilmaley have some intent this year.
Yeah, no, they're certainly going about it the right way. They seem to have really bought into Culbert's message. There's no question about that at the moment. 118 to 1-8 they lead with 7 minutes plus the additional time to go. Paddy Fitzpatrick tries to take on All and Sundry, but All and Sundry have turned him back around. But it's good stuff from Noel Purcell, and the rutting and button continues as the play goes on. And the other side, Sean O'Loughlin with a lovely little hurley in. He could have given it to Cleary. He just sticks it over, and Cleary is saying, why didn't you give it to me? And Sean says, let's keep that scoreboard ticking over. He gets another point on the board, and Kilmaley's lead goes now 118 to 1-8.
Yeah, look, a right decision, but at the same time, Conor Cleary would have loved to have a look at Derek Fahy's eyes.
Yeah, right now Niall Malone is warning the two lads, listen, none of that stuff now. Don't make me make a decision you might regret in the closing stages of this one, as the competitiveness kind of just begins to peter out in terms of the scoreboard. Derek Fahy, long puck out once again down this right hand channel underneath it, and trying to pick it up there for the Bridge with Sean McNamara. But again, Kilmaley, as they have been working hard, just foraging for everything, and Mikey O'Neill central to that. Dara Keane lets the ball in towards that forward line once again. Fiachra O'Brien, it goes beyond them all. Was there a push there from Noel Purcell? It was fairly obvious now, and if he'd only looked back and seen that Conor had lost his footing, he might have won that ball anyway. Free in for Kilmaley as the rain thankfully clears off for a little bit.
Yeah, fairly blatant push, and you're not going to get away with that on an evening like this. I suppose just a point of notice, Kilmaley's backs today have been absolutely superb to man. Every single one of them been completely on top. Their use of the ball, their off the shoulder, their ability to cope with space in front of them, and you know it's been so effortless you could nearly miss not saying it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've been a real controlled performance, hasn't it, from the Kilmaley men as we watch Mikey O'Malley now with this free, just about 30 or so metres out from the post, slightly to the right hand side again. 119 is their tally so far, 1-8 for the Bridge. Coming up on 25 minutes gone here in this second half, and again Malley lets that one out, and I think that's going to end up in the Garda Station car park out there just beyond the cloister, but again went between the posts. So 25 minutes gone second half, Kilmaley 120, the Bridge 1-8, and coming on to the Kilmaley team is Owen Enright, another of these great stalwarts, and off comes the greatest of them all on this team, I would suggest, Dara Keane.
Yeah, absolutely, and he was superb in the second half. Sat back in the pocket, he really dictated play, and I said they'll be happy enough to get him off and rest the legs and maybe that arm coming into the semi-final in a couple of weeks' time.
Enright was trying to get involved there straight away, but the Bridge have done really well, turning it over here towards Matthew O'Halloran. Space and time down this right hand channel again. The ball looks to be directed inside, but it's going to just go way out to the left and wide, and even a goal now might just lift spirits a small bit, because in fairness, as much as they've battled, as much as we've hailed this Bridge team, it's been a tame enough kind of an exit.
Yeah, I think they've just struggled with Kilmaley's out and out pace around the rooks, the breaking ball and the overloads and off the shoulder. I just don't think they've ever been able to set a platform in any area of the pitch where they could make it that battle and tighten it in, and while they probably would have been happy enough with conditions that were here today, they just haven't been able to get any sort of a squeeze in any area of the pitch on Kilmaley.
Conor Cleary once again the target with that long ball. This time he fronts it back to Tom O'Rourke. He snaps it around. Tom O'Rourke, what a block from Paddy Fitz. Puts it out for a 65, but that's a move they've obviously been trying to pull off right throughout the evening. Conor Cleary fronting that ball, giving it to Tom. Beautiful touch on the spin, but Paddy Fitz got across, read where it was going, puts it out for a 65, but we're just waiting to see who's going to come out to actually hit this one. It should be Malley, I'd imagine. Yeah, he'll eventually make his way out. And he'll kill 20 or 30 more seconds on it. I
think Tom O'Rourke was surprised to get the pass and was slightly behind him, and he did so well to catch him. The Sixmilebridge cover had actually stepped a little, so it allowed him to break through, and very committed block to put it out for 65.
We will very shortly, Kevin, be asking you for your Patrick Burke-Windsor man of the match selection. You have about 2 minutes to be thinking away about it there as we reach the 27th minute of the second half. Kilmaley 120, Sixmilebridge 1 goal and 8. There would have been obviously a lot of talk about Kilmaley being favourites coming into this game, but I don't think anybody would have foreseen a 12 or 13 point margin between them, which it's 12 right now, and Malley will try to make it lucky 13 for Kilmaley, and he has done just that and just fixes the helmet on his head as he does. They'll go to the bench once again. They're going to withdraw Tom O'Rourke, and Joe Carmody is the man that's going to be coming on, former Clare under-21 player, of course. His dad John recently stepping down as the Clare senior camogie manager. Appointment of a new one there imminent, we're told, so stay tuned for that. Derek Fahey with the puck out for the Bridge, trying to find the space here over for Shane O'Morey to come on to. Does well to use his body just to shield it away, whips it out in front of him, but Aidan McGuane has read everything that has gone down that channel today. Back to Tommy Barry, he's worked like a dog as well, puts the ball right down towards that 45 metre line. The Bridge go over trying to pick it up once again. Just the pressure comes on even now, Kevin, in the 28th minute of the second half. Kilmaley are hunting.
I suppose it's a sign of a really healthy squad that you're bringing on 3 or 4 subs that really want to show that, get back to training Tuesday or Thursday night, that they want to be, I suppose, in that mix for starting semi-final spot, because that's what creates the healthiest environment, and the work rate of Kilmaley today has been absolutely superb.
A Kilmaley Ballyea semi-final would be fairly tasty.
Be fairly tasty.
Finally,
yeah.
even more so, maybe.
Finally, more so, I suppose. With the, I'm not sure what I know for a certain period, if you've met before, if at all possible, not to meet again. So that might just keep them apart. But as you said, I'm sure Kilmaley'd like to right the wrong of the first half, and I can tell you, Ballyea definitely want to have a go at that second half, blowing the Bridge again.
We'll get to half time, or get to full time here before we officially declare both of them in the bowl. Ballyea there, as we say, and Kilmaley all but now with 29 minutes gone in the second half. 121 to 1-8 is the scoreline. Kevin, your Patrick Burke-Windsor man of the match?
Yeah, look, I suppose it's obviously going to be Kilmaley, man. I think their backs have been absolutely superb, and I think they've been really, really strong. All 6 of them, and their goalies played a great part, Brian. You've very honourable mentions to Dara Keane and Mikey O'Malley, but I just felt in that first half, and especially where Kilmaley needed leadership and carrying the ball through the lines, I just thought Brian McNamara was superb, and for that first half alone, and he has played a good second half. I think he's my man of the match today.
So Brian Mack or Patrick Cork menswear man of the match. He'll be most likely heading to Kilrush, I'd say, to see the boys down there. Sean Dunleavy and all the crew will look after you. Brian will get all that sorted out. We might even get a chat with him later on. Right now, Kilmaley going to the bench once again, and the number 19 is Colin Carmody. He'll be coming on for Colin McGuan. Scoreline tells us 121 to 1-8, and we're in the teeth of the injury time now, and I think anybody with a modicum of sense now will put up something cursory down there and just get the injury time played and over with and get this game finished so we can all get home while the rain has eased off. Derek Fahey with the free just behind his own 45. Now even the square just not populated at the moment, which I think he's going to go short out to the wings, is he? No, tries to go down the centre or he goes flying over there, and it's Kilmaley tidied up through Tommy Barry, and he just kicks for touchdown here to this left hand side. Out over the line it goes, and it's a fairly defeated and dejected looking Sixmilebridge management right now. Did really well to get out of the group stages, as we say, given who they were missing, but just a step too far this evening in terms of the intensity that they faced. David Kennedy, he got their goal there in that second half, but just didn't really lift it after it, as Joe Casey gives it down here towards Mikey O'Neill. A fairly frontal challenge there from Shane Golden, who will draw the ire of Niall Malone. It'll be a yellow again, no doubt, but Mikey, I think Mikey just let it the break just to catch the breath down there. A lot of frustration in that tackle. I think is someone up the last maybe hour of hurling. I suppose it wouldn't be right not to mention Sixmilebridge mission Cathal Malone. That energy around the middle, they just haven't had anyone to take up that mantle, and I think it's been a huge crutch taken away from them. He's so important to everything they do, and while look at, you don't want to be making excuses and talking that kind of way, and definitely I know Tommy Liddy and Barry Coffey and the lads won't be making any excuses, but he's a huge loss in terms of how they play the game and that energy between the half back line and half forward line. I think he was missing in a game as well that Sean Stack was manager in when they were beaten, and he actually said it's like trying to bring a Ford car up a hill without the engine, without having Cathal Malone. I think a similar thing tonight, in that just that energy around the middle third. He'd have been a blocker, he'd have read it, he'd have done all that stuff, but look, he wasn't there, and in fairness to Kilmaley, they've done what they need to do. Off goes Cathal Darcy on a soccer solo run, and he's still going. Eventually loses his footing, just slides in, kicks the ball out. Conor Cleary facing the sideline. Paddy fits with him, ball goes out. Chris Maguire says that's going to be a line ball for Sixmilebridge. 121 to 1-8, 32 on the clock, and we're very much in the closing stages now. Fee Crobrin gets the ball across here towards Derek Fahey, comes out to his 21 metre line down this stand side the pitch. Shane Murray is here. Fahey decides to switch the play. Over it goes, over towards Brian Curry, a man we didn't just see enough of, but that was because of the work rate of that Kilmaley defence. And look at that again from Joe Casey, just gets the ball to the ground, makes it a scrap. Kilmaley go and tidy it up, and Tommy Barry steps back inside his own 13 metre line, lets the ball away down the pitch. Niall Malone has the whistle in his mouth. I think we'll hear it sounding loudly very shortly indeed. Cathal Darcy, lovely pick up off his knees up towards Sean O'Loughlin. Can they finish with a flourish? Shawnee from the 45 metre line, just out again to the right hand side and wide, but you won't mind that too much. The Kilmaley men will be in the draw, which will be done live here in Zimmerbeim at Park Ysoag tomorrow after the fourth quarter final has been played, so you will know your semi-final lineup very soon indeed. As again, Niall Malone happy enough to let the play continue. Over it goes towards Jamie Shanahan. Great take from the puck-up, but what a hoop that is put in outside there by Carmody. Across it comes here to Shane Golden. He's on the 45, just tries to play one over the top. Tommy Barry versus Shane Murray. Tommy tried it one-handed, just got it out in front of him. Now he picks it up facing his own in-line, tries to go past Shana. Full-time whistle goes, and that confirms Kilmaley's place in the semi-final draw on a scoreline of Kilmaley 121, Sixmilebridge 1 goal and 8. Kevin, the writing was on the wall very early with this one, but credit Kilmaley, they just kept it going. They never ever looked in trouble really. Yeah, look, the writing was on the wall at half time. They had enough work done there against the conditions to be completely on top, and they just saw out that second half, still worked hard. Maybe the only thing you could say when the game was over, one or two decision making shots, that's about all they can improve on, because that was I don't want to say a coming of age, because it's a Kilmaley team that's been around a long time, but they have come through group stages before quite comfortably, and maybe not quite got to the pitch of it after. I'm not sure. Have they been in a semi-final in the last number of years? I don't think so. So, for this group of players, this will give them huge confidence and a huge building block to build on the next couple of weeks now. We'll get it confirmed, but if I'm open to correction, I think 2015 might have been their last semi-final. Yeah, I was thinking they lost to Clonlara after a replay. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be back that far, and I
said, they have had some very impressive league campaigns that maybe didn't transfer into championship, and they've had some very impressive championship group stages that maybe didn't quite get to quarter-finals. So this is a real, got a group of that done at their leisure after the first 30 minutes against Ballyea. They were really, really strong that second half, and then out of Scar from Cratloe, they're two excellent teams, and Kilmaley, to be fair, made light enough work of both of them, and today they've met a very experienced Sixmilebridge team, and you'd say the conditions should have favoured Sixmilebridge today, but Kilmaley, I suppose they just gave them no chance at all from the first minute. They swarmed them and ran them over.
Ballyea and Kilmaley into the last 4 draw. Tomorrow we'll have Clooney Quinn versus Fecal and Erogue and Aina Kilnamona, so a lot more hurling to be done. But for now we'll sign off here in Zimmerbeim at Park Isogue. Thanks to Kevin here on analysis, to Mike and Conor and all the Clare GA TV crew indeed as well, and to our gang back at base, Brian and all the lads. Our commentary sponsors who are Sean Murray Car Sales in Sixmilebridge, and our Patrick Burke Menswear man of the match selection, Brian McNamara. Thanks to Pat and all the crew for that. Much more reaction to come. We will get a chat for you here on Clare GA TV, and indeed reaction on Clare FM as well. But for now we'll go back to studio.
Martin Williams Concrete Products Limited is a family-run business based in County Clare, Ireland, specialising in precast concrete solutions for a wide range of industries. Over 2 decades of experience. Established in 1998, they actively listen to customer needs and continuously research innovative ways to improve their offerings. They have a strong local reputation for reliability and customer service, deep knowledge of the building sector, which they're happy to share with clients. If you're working on a building or landscaping project and need durable, locally made concrete products, they might be worth checking out.
Ennis Electrical, best prices on appliances, huge savings on premium brands. Ennis Electrical is a family-run business who pride themselves on good customer relations. Ennis Electrical are part of Expert, one of the largest electrical retailers in Ireland.
Being faced up over there by Shane O'Morey. Recycles it back. This is Mikey O'Neill from the stand side of the pitch, and that ball's gone between the post. It was a fair man off the shoulder. That man is Sean Kennedy. He stands to strike. He sends it goalwards, and Kilmaley team. So too is Tom O'Rourke. He's on the money once again. This is a light number at the moment in the favour of Sixmilebridge at the moment, as Alex Morey does get a break through the cover on the back foot, striking. How's this one looking? Spot on, says the umpire. The shot instead, it ends up with Brian McNamara, and that one has gone between the posts. David Kennedy now, he's jinking, looking to try and go for goal. He just snaps that one in, and it goes over. And over the free taking duties, just behind his own 65 metre line. Sends the ball flying goalwards, the breeze at his back as he does, and the umpire is and taking it up there is Tommy Barry, and that's a really simple score, isn't it? He's cutting into the 21, he gets the call behind him. Larkin Fitzpatrick just takes the loft. Brilliant from Kilmaley setting this up. Can Mikey O'Neill finish it? That's a class score from he has the ball, transfers it across here. Oh, Matthew Halloran slips. In goes Tom O'Rourke. Tom O'Rourke with the ball. It's in the back of the net. He's kicked it into that. And he takes his time now with this one. And he does, measures it perfectly, but look at the way Curramara, he goes hunting past the 45 metre line. Paddy Fitzpatrick is in front of him, after him is Shane Golden. None of it makes any difference. As Brian McNamara said, we'll justify it by saying it's easy for us to say that up here in the stand, of course, as Mike O'Malley.
But enough to keep the scoreboard ticking now here again.
The mist arrived, trying to put daylight between himself and Fake O'Brien. Kicks off to the side. He's got 2 already. You may make that 3. Brian McNamara opens the scoring.
In the year, and yeah, it's going to take something immense now from Sixmilebridge to even, rally to make it some bit of a contest.
That's all we'll say right now. 113 to 5. is the scoreline.
I'll just bring it back and call the free and maybe just make sure no one was actually hurt.
To pick the ball, all in the one sweep, shrugs off the challenge, shortens the grip and puts the ball 45 metre line. It'll go a fair bit of the way, let me tell you. It'll drop right in. It'll do more than that. It'll go straight over. Brian on team to 6 if he can land it. Mikey with the free. And the umpire's going for them. Are they going to have to go off the juggler here? Golden cuts inside, tries to pop it over the top. It's a lovely little flick. David Kennedy, goal for the Bridge. What a fight at first time. Brilliant block down that was, but David Kennedy has picked up the breaking ball again. Sets the feet, did really well to hold them, but puts it over. Goes through, spins out of the challenge from Paddy Fitz. Back to Connor again. He puts the shoe down. Connor Cleary through to 21 and he puts it between the poles. For Sixmilebridge, right on the 65 metre line, about 5 in from this near touch line. Jamie Shanahan meets that perfectly. It goes straight. 25 minutes gone here in this second half, and again Mary lets that one out, and he'll try to make it lucky 13 for Kilmaley, and he has done just that and just fixes the helmet on his head as he does. Welcome back here to Zimmer Biomet Park Kisog, where we have our man of the match from Kilmaley's win in that TUS Clare Senior Hurling quarter final. Brian McNamara. Brian, congratulations into the semi-final. This season has been trucking along nicely for you.
Definitely, yeah. We targeted the group first. We just wanted to get out of that, and all eyes were on this quarter-final, and now it's just building again for the next 2 weeks. Just happy today's performance, but we know there's more to work on and more to improve on.
Absolutely, and I suppose that was the challenge, wasn't it, carrying the group form into today, because a quarter-final can have a whole other dynamic.
That's it. You're into knockout hurling, and anything can happen in that. So it's just get out of the group, and then we're looking forward to this now, and now it's for 2 weeks again now. Really
good start to the game. Was that important for you to set the tone?
Definitely, yeah. Especially with the conditions out there, we knew we had to put in a big first half against that kind of a breeze. I know a breeze isn't going to win you a game, but we knew it was extra important. Just get out there and show a big first 10 minutes is very important.
And I suppose with them playing with the breeze, to go in at half time, no goal conceded, on top in most positions, it must have been quite comfortable in there.
We knew the game wasn't over. The breeze doesn't win you a game. We just said we're going to match what we did in the first half and just drive it on for the second half again.
That work rate was critical. Is that something that Culbert kind of keeps on at you about?
Yeah, seeing you're not going to win any game without hard work, and that's kind of where your main targets are, and everything else kind of falls into place once you're hitting them.
Yeah, but it must be nice now after a tough couple of years for Kilmaley, in knocking on the door back into a semi-final. We make it the first time in almost 10 years that they've done that. So right now you're where you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're going to kind of enjoy this now, but we're going to knuckle down. We've a big semi-final in 2 weeks now, so
worth coming back from America for.
Definitely, yeah.
But I suppose you're in there now. I know we've the games to come tomorrow. There's some big sharks still swimming in that tank, but you're in there now. You know that you're there with whatever's in it.
Yeah. No, we're just looking forward to whatever comes down the road in 2 weeks' time.
Talk to me a bit about that bit of competitiveness that's in the squad. You rang the changes there. You bring in Cathal Darcy, a fella that was in around county panels and things like that. Plenty lads there as an option on the bench. So training must be ferocious to get those 15 jerseys.
Definitely, yeah. There's serious competition there. You could put out a different 15 another day, and the same thing. Everyone is just kind of working, and there's savage competition there. Yeah.
The light will be fading now in a couple of weeks' time, but I suppose you won't mind. It'll be training for a semi-final. Brilliant place to be.
Definitely, yeah. That's where you want to be now.
Good stuff. Well, that is our Patrick Burke-Benz, our man of the match there. Brian McNamara wrapping up our coverage here on Clare GATV from today's games. 2 more quarterfinals to come tomorrow. Cracking games in store. Do tune in.